You turn up to a party or a social event and suddenly realise that you are completely out of your depth. You don't know how to behave, what to say, which knife and fork to use, or glass. Well, there's a school in Canada. They say they might have the answer because they're offering their girls a women's studies course which includes polite conversation and dinner party etiquette. So could we have done with a bit of that, girls in particular?
I think maybe I could have done with over the years. My mum wanted to send me for elocution lessons, that's for sure, yeah.
That didn't work then?
No, love. But me and Pauline went to a National Youth Theatre ball. First ball we'd ever been invited to, so it was quite a big event. Princess Margaret was there, Elton John was playing, Rykuda and that. So we get to the dinner table and there's all these knives and forks and different glasses and everything. The pair of us sat there looking like waiting for everyone else to do it. Anyway, we were smoking all the way through the meal and that we had an ashtray. You was allowed to indoors in those days. So we had an ashtray full of about 10 fags in it by the time. And then all of a sudden someone got up and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, you may now smoke."
You're like that?
You are incredible. I'm so glad I wasn't there.
It's horrible.
I'm glad you weren't there at all.
You've mixed in some very posh company, Janet.
Yeah, I managed to marry my
comfortable?
hyphen. Not like today, people just put two names together and they get a double-barrelled name. I actually married mine. Yeah, well, it was a lot. My social climbing started about the age of 14 and I clawed my way up the greasy slope by quickly deciding I'd only go out with boys from public schools.
She had a plan.
I was a pretty full stop. I'm proud to admit it. But what I would say about this course is, well, why are they doing it only for girls? They should be doing it for boys too.
Of course.
And if I was going to give girls any kind of lesson, it would be an emancipation and how women got the vote and why they should all vote and so on.
And I think actually,
some kind of female empowerment, not just which knife and fork.
No, I think in their defence they are doing that. They're doing as well as this. I mean, this is part of it. They are doing the role of women in history, you know, cultural aspects of what beauty is around the world. So they are doing some of that too.
But shortly on in my social climbing, I met the man who was to be my first husband, and his father was very posh, and they lived in a house with a blue plaque on the front.
Oh,
double-fronted Georgian house with one of them blue plaques on.
I've made it.
Yeah, I have made it from my half a terrace house in Fulham to a blue plaque house. And my father-in-law was very, very posh, Cecil, and my mother-in-law-to-be had a very posh voice, and she talked like this as well. And the meal was artichoke, well, I have no idea, followed by grouse, followed by a souffle. Well, it was all delicious, but I was, like you, looking for guidance. Anyway, my future mother-in-law had this very posh voice. "How are you, Janet?" Blah, blah, blah. I subsequently found out she was a miner's daughter from Durham, even miles more common and badly educated than me, and they'd met in a flower shop on Slow Street.
She'd done what you'd done,
Yeah,
climbed the greasy pole.
She'd climbed the greasy pole.
But how did you learn to cope in those situations? Like, just educate yourself, really, by watching what everybody else did?
I watched them. I previously had a boyfriend who was upper middle class, so I'd gone up, you know, gone up from 2 courses to 3.
What about you, Gloria?
But you do learn, actually, because I remember years ago I had a very posh boyfriend, and it was like the East Wing and the West Wing. It was very, very posh dinner on New Year's Eve. And the mother in question, she went, "I've made this pâté myself." Well, all I knew was Shipham's paste out of a jar. I had no idea what to do with the pâté. So I went, "Oh, no, I don't really like pâté, I'm so sorry." And then when I saw I was so hungry, people putting it on their toast, I thought, I could do that. And so I actually changed my mind. Seeing it's homemade, I might just try it. But one very quick story. When we used to encourage my children to, you know, we had these drinks parties back in Northern Ireland, and I'd say to my children, "Do you want to pass around, you know, whatever?"
The nibbles.
Yes, usually like a little bit of cheese and pineapple in those days. But anyway, my youngest son, Michael, he was only about 8. And I overheard him going, "Well, John, how are things in the city these days?" And I thought to myself, conversation will always be his high point, you know.
Well, my one was etiquette. It's a slightly different etiquette. I suppose, you know, cultural differences. And when we lived in... My dad was based in Germany. We were in the army. And we decided to go in our camper van up into the mountains. It was freezing. And he borrowed these army-issue sleeping bags, which were real feather.
Shed.
And we looked like the hillbillies. We were all covered in bits of feather. But on the Sunday, my dad said, "You know what? Instead of you cooking up on the camping gas stone, Joe, my mum, let's go down into town and go for lunch." And in Germany, they kind of get quite dressed up, or did then. Everyone goes to church, dresses up, goes for lunch. Anyway, we turned up at this restaurant. It was kind of rotisserie chicken, which we hadn't really seen before, like, oh, that looks nice. And we looked so dreadful, they kind of ushered us to a table in the back. Anyway, the chicken came and it had a sachet, and it had, because we didn't speak German or read it at that point, we'd only just arrived, had a picture of a chicken and a picture of half a lemon. And so we're going, what do we do with this, Mum? And she went, look, just watch me. So she opened it, got the little towelette out and squeezed it onto the chicken. So we're all following suit, because she did it with great confidence.
She knew what she was doing.
We're all doing this. We're going, lovely. It was lovely. We'll go, well, lovely lemon chicken. That's very nice. And then my dad suddenly went, Joan. So we turned around and everyone was wiping their hands.